On this edition of our weekly training series, we're going to really concentrate on the hand checks, body checks type plays. But this first clip came up. This is after I made basket. And even though white is allowed, we're going to pay attention to the blue and white team player about the elbow closest to the camera on bench side. Even though this is after I made basket, white can go run out of bounds. And blue goes out of bounds with her. Okay, so we've got to rule this either as a throw-in violation on the defense, or you could possibly have a technical foul on this play. White cuts through, tries to cut through, ends up out of bounds, and blue overruns and ends up in the throwers and crosses the violation, crosses the inline and the throw-in plane. So this should at least be a delay of game warning, since she did not foul or hit the ball in the thrower's hand. So lead or trail has to have a whistle on this and referee this play. She is clearly out of bounds and crossing the throw-in plane for the inbounds. Also keep in mind that after I made basket, all 5 players for the offensive team for white can go out of bounds. Nobody can go with them. Now, in the rule book, it states that if a defensive player follows a player out of bounds, is a technical foul. Okay, but I believe on this play is we can easily call a delay of game warning for crossing the throw-in plane. This next play, one red here will be come in. He'll do a little step back inside the 3-point line shot, and we have a foul on it. Things we need to point out on this play is, does white hit him in the arm? That's question number 1. Question number 2, does red, whether it's intentional or not, does red stick out his leg? Okay. So he crosses over and steps back. And starts to fall back. There might be some contact, but this is all red falling back as far as any contact in the arm area. And the second thing I talked about was, does red stick his leg out? Yes, he does, but it's unintentional in my opinion. He kind of kicks it out. You can see white holding his face. Okay, so we got to referee the shooter up and down, referee the defense, and make sure the offense is not creating that contact. If trail will take a step down on this play, we'll have a better look and a better angle on this type of play. In my opinion, I have a no call on this play. If anything, it could be a flopping foul on offense, which by high school rule is a technical foul. Same thing with trail here. I'm sorry, this is the wrong play. So this next play is in the post area. We'll see these 2 players, 3 red and white, 11, I believe, is the number over here on the wing. White 1, 3 red and white 1 on the top right corner. White engages red. Lead and trail should be aware of this. Mainly trail, because it starts in trail's primary. Okay, I'm sure trail is looking at this play here just above the high post area, above the 3-point line. And since lead has nobody in the lane area. His next matchup is either going to be 32 white and red 4 that could potentially come to the lane, but since he's on the ball side of the floor, 3 red and 1 white should be picking that up as they start entering inside the 3-point line. But as white's up in his grill, and then red extends, and then white engages back, and then red kind of pushes through, even though one is the shorter kid, gets a hand to the face. We have to get the first contact, which is on white 1 at the very top, run the 3-point line. Trail's got to be aware of that. So we've made the rotations, and C's where he needs to be. So C's got the ball, but Trail's got to be aware of that play. Lead needs to be aware of it since he has nothing else to be looking at. But foul should be on white 1 since white violated red's, cylinder area, verticality, etc., space. So we'll make sure we get the first foul. This foul was called at Trail. This should have been on the floor. Should have been picked up quicker. But they should have called it on 2 white. And it should have been on the floor out of bounds or 1-on-1. So just be aware of these plays. Make sure we're picking up those plays quicker before they go any further to the hoop, to the basket. Once again, let's get the first contact. All right, another body contact play. 13. She gets reached in on. Once again, if Trail's refereeing this matchup, and when this play goes over and down, we should be taking a step down at Trail. As you can clearly see that she is reaching in and violating the offensive space and actually hits her on the arm and not the ball. You can tell Trail is fixing to call a foul, but it gets lost and White gets it and she passes and moves on. C can't see this play with backs and the player in between. Lead's got 15 White between him and in that matchup. That's Trail all the way. If Trail is taking a step down with the play, then we'll be in better position in officiating these plays. We got to be engaged by stepping down on drives and shots in the Trail position. This play, it's hard to tell with the glare, but 21 blue fouls right there. And we need a whistle on this play. It currently knocks her off her balance just for a split second. But this is a foul because blue has violated the offensive space. But she maintains it the rest of the way out. Even though you could probably not necessarily bang white for an offensive foul right here, but she's, creating that contact there. But here, right before she gets her initial dribble going, blue contacts the offensive player and holds, and you can see it live here in just a second that it kind of holds her up for a split second. She's not moving cleanly. So make sure we get her first contact. Okay, this was ruled a no call. C's got to have a look at this, and lead has a look at this. We'll make sure we're using our head as a swivel as we're transitioning down the floor. This should be ruled a blocking foul. White's going from about the volleyball strike line across half court and starts to turn away from blue, and blue keeps going up into her. This should be a blocking foul. Blue won an offensive foul. I don't think that's the case. She does extend right there, but the first contact right here is by blue. She violates the offensive space. She does not attain legal guarding position. This was ruled a foul. Once again, Trail needs to step down and look at that. Who creates the contact? Blue does a pretty good job of maintaining her defensive position and verticality. If we're going to call that, then we need to call the other plays that we have talked about. But to me, White gets around her. If anything, has created the contact, even though Blue has her right arm down, but I don't think it's anything hasn't prevented her from getting to the hoop. But to me, White has created this contact, and Blue has maintained her legal guarding position. On this play here, once again, Trail needs to be taking steps down with the drive. This is your matchup all the way to the hole. And this play ends up being an offensive foul with the secondary defender. When you can clearly see Blue won again in 15 White space. She creates the contact, and then Blue or White goes into the secondary defender. We have an offensive foul. Trail is the only one that can see this play. If we're stepping down on that drive at Trail and being engaged, we will see the contact by White Blue 1. Nobody else can see this play. Once again, take a step down with the drive, bang the whistle. You got a foul on Blue 1 from Trail position. It's very important that we get the first contact, because then it can lead to offensive fouls, just like this one, by secondary defenders, or cause the offensive player to push off because we didn't get the first contact. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and good luck the next 3 or 4 weeks, and congratulations to the ones that have received regional postseason bids.